In today's video, we will do a quick lesson comparing the slopes of linear equations. We will go through positive slopes, negative slopes, and we'll also compare the slopes side by side on a graph to determine which one is greater and which one is less. Welcome back to my channel, Numerics with Nadia, and let's dive into our lesson objectives for today. So to start off, we are going to write linear equations in slope-intercept form given a graph. These are going to be simple equations just to start off with, but we will be able to go from the graph to the linear equation. Once we do that, then we will get into comparing positive and negative slopes graphically. And then last but not least, in our lesson for today, we will identify and compare graphs. We will be able to determine which graph has a higher slope and which one has a lower slope. So let's start off with our first graph of the day. Looking at this graph, we can first determine, is there a y-intercept or not? So the y-intercept, remember, is where the line crosses the y-axis, and it crosses it at 0, so that means we don't have a y-intercept. Now for the slope, our slope, we go up 2 and then over 1, so our rise is 2 and our run is 1, so our slope here is just 2. And the equation of this line would just be y equals 2x, because we know slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Since there is no b, there is no y-intercept, it's just y equals mx here, so y equals 2x. And now that we have gone through this first one, let's go through and do the same thing for our second graph here. So here, again, we can see that this green line, it goes through the origin. There is no y-intercept, so b is 0. Now for our slope, we go up 2 and then to the left 1. So if you go to the right one, like we did initially in that first example with the blue graph, it is positive, but when you go to the left, that makes it negative. So here our slope would be negative 2 over 1, right? Our rise was 2 and our run was 1, but it is negative. So our slope is negative 2. And the equation in slope-intercept form, remember y equals mx plus b, it would just be y equals negative 2x. Now let's go through and compare those first two. Our first equation was y equals 2x, and our second one was y equals negative 2x. Now, what's the difference here? You can see it when we look side by side. Our positive slope, as our y values increase, as our rise increases, as we go up our units, our x also increases, right? So if we look here, as we increased our y, our x also increased in the right direction. Now for our negative slope, as our y increases, our x decreases. Why? Because we move to the left. Our x values are decreasing, so that makes our slope negative. Now, the same thing that we did for positive and negative slope, I've done here for you guys, determining which slope is greater between these two graphs. So the first one we've already been over. That one is y equals 2x. Now looking at the bottom graph with the purple, that is y equals 1/2 x. Now, the coefficient in front of the x is our slope. And as you can see here, the value of your slope will determine the steepness of your line and of your graph. So looking at y equals 2x, since our slope is greater, the line is steeper. And looking at our bottom graph, since our value of our slope is less, then also our line becomes flatter. So there is a difference, and you can easily spot how big or small the slope is visually from a graph. And that just about wraps up our lesson for today. I know it was a short one, but I just wanted to go through the visual differences graphically between positive and negative slopes and how to spot which graph has a greater slope. I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Please comment down below any other video topics you would like to see or any questions you may have. Please feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend, and I will see you guys next time.